So welcome everybody. Welcome to this February 13th, 2025. This is the next episode of Heart Song Podcast. What we're talking about tonight is still using source frequency, and we're still doing group healing. At this time, we're focusing on two things. One is to release anger, because we talked about it. We've been releasing sadness, fear in the past 2 weeks, and then tonight we are doing anger, and then we are also releasing some soul fragments as well, because the more our soul is fragmented, the less clear we are about who we truly are as a soul. So let's just talk a little bit about that. I'm gonna pull up my slides here to help me. So let's see. So I just want to start with talking about soul fragmentation. So our soul, like, is, I think, the closest analogy that I can use to describe what our soul is. Our soul is like water, is that it, like, you can't really divide water. Yes, there you can have, a swimming pool here, a swimming pool there. Yes, you can divide water, but you can't really say, it's not like, this piece of paper is one piece of paper. You can't say that fragment or that piece of water is one piece, and then the next one is another piece, because it is water is just, you can say that there is one drop of water, but that's the water itself cannot be divided. You cannot count how many drops of water you have. It's not practical to count anyways. So in that way, it is indivisible. And our soul is also indivisible. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you can't say, okay, this is a fragment of my soul and that is another fragment of my soul. Your soul is just it's one collective that belongs to that kind of mix up what you think of as you. So what do I mean by soul fragmentation? It's really from I would say a 3D point of view. We use the term fragmentation, but actually it's a distortion. It's more a distortion of the soul, that the soul is distorted in a way that it cannot, it's incongruent with the rest of you, the rest of your soul. So usually when there's a soul fragmentation is because something traumatic happened in your life, and because you need to cope with life as it is. We are able to live it now. So you actually have to not look at a part of how not look at a part of you, or not not give consideration to a part of you that otherwise would have had an opinion about how you should go about life. So let's say if you are living under a very strict parent, who, well, let's say, I think nowadays it's less common, but in maybe about 50 years ago, corporal punishment, at home, your parents hit you, that's like nothing at all. It's just everybody does it, so we all think that it is okay. So if you had a very tough parent who, think that, if you don't beat your child, then you're going to spoil them and they're going to ruin their lives and it's all your fault. If you grow up in that kind of environment, then either you behave or you conform to a certain behavior so that you won't get beaten, at every day or every other day. That's not a pleasant experience. So you have to kind of cut part of yourself away, or try to not be truly 100% yourself in order to survive your childhood, or like it could it not necessarily a parent. It could be a bad boyfriend or a bad girlfriend, or bad as in very manipulative or controlling kind of relationship. Then a part of you in order for you to stay in that relationship and feel safe, for your body to feel safe, you have to kind of turn away and not look at a part of who you are in order to be something else and someone else. So when that happens in a very traumatic way, then it's called soul fragmentation. But it's actually your soul don't just, break into pieces. Because as I mentioned, your soul is like water. You cannot break. You cannot break water. You can put your hand in it, and the water will form around your hand, but the soul does not break, but it will get distorted so that there are parts of you that you cannot access um easily. So that's what happens. So then things that makes your soul decide or to distort itself. I've given some example. However, to be more um general, it's anything that go against your true nature. Any incident or any way that you have to go against your true nature, um, or your own already established mental programming, any of those can create internal conflicts that makes your soul behave as though it's fragmented. And if you're constantly exposed to this kind of scenarios, um, does not mean that your soul will never go back to being normal anymore. It does not mean that, once it's broken away, you can never recover. You can totally recover, but it takes really soul searching. It takes you effort to process in a way that really honors how you create yourself, because we create who we are, or as we should anyways. I'm not saying that everybody does it. A lot of people, because of trauma, is like they are locked into a certain way of thinking and they can't change, or it's not easy for them to change. However, normally we shift, we change. We That's how we mold ourselves to fit in with the and our environment. That's how we socialize. That's why when we socialize, we take in new information, and we process that new information and see how does it fit in, or does it fit in. And if it's something that we want to take in, to incorporate and to be more integral part of us, then we have to change ourselves. So we actually supposed to constantly change who we are. New definition. I am a different person today than I was yesterday, and that's how it is. The best way it is. So if you always like this, you always look at things the same way, you always vote liberal, you always vote whatever, or you always do something, that's not a good sign, actually. You should, or I would suggest that you really consider from moment to moment who you want to be in order to be the best version of yourself. And that is the healthiest way. Usually, if there is a very strict um, demeanor, then that's a sign of a that, something has gone wrong. Because if you can't change, or if you don't like change at all, and you resist changing, then life is going in such a way that, you have to change. There's just no two ways about it. It's just like the last, 5 years. A lot has changed. And if we don't change with it, then it's like you can't really survive. The It used to be that you don't have to change as quickly, but I think now, because the energy is more powerful, so it's actually the more flexible you are, the more you can create yourself again every day, and also to create your environment differently as well. And that's what we really need it now. So that's why I want to introduce this, so for how to deal with your, soul fragmentation. So any questions before I go any further? Any questions about or what I've said so far about soul fragmentation, what it is, what is a soul, that kind of stuff? Crystal clear? Okay. In that case, the next thing I want to introduce is, I don't know if you guys remember, or maybe you probably don't remember because you're all in a trance, maybe, possibly, so you don't know. So I just want to repeat a couple of things. First, we're going to do the sadness, no, anger release. So I'm going to use the Lao Jun again. So in order to use that, we need to activate from real eye, 0 point, and then fourth eye, fifth eye, sixth. Oh, okay, only fourth eye and fifth eye. So at least fifth eye. Like if you want to activate sixth and seventh eye, then not a problem at all. You can do that. But at least up to fifth eye has to be activated for the release command to really work powerfully. Otherwise, it's not as powerful, and it's going to take you a long time to release things. So I would, of course, take you all to do that, to activate all the way up to fifth eye. However, if you're doing it on your own and you're not getting results, maybe one of those things you need to check is your fourth eye and your fifth eye really activated, and also really powerful enough to assist you in releasing. And when you're doing any releasing on your own, that's one thing. The other thing is source energy. When we're doing it in a group, that's why I'm doing the group healing. It is easier for us to, because we're in a group and we're assisting each other. So we're kind of pulling our energy vitality together. And so it's easier for us to access source energy when we're in a group. When you're doing it on your own, though, you can definitely do that. And however, the things that you need to understand is, do like releasing first. Release, like we've done fear, sadness, and anger. So those things, regularly do those things, because you depending on how I would say how much anger or how much sadness, and your background, how your emotional well-being is, the more you are able to, manage your own emotional state, the easier it is for you to let go of these things. And also the easier it is for you to access source energy, especially higher source energy that we are going after, so that we can actually release deep soul problems or deep soul issues. So last time, what I did was instead of just going from fourth eye, like real eye, fourth eye, fifth eye, sixth, and seventh eye, I actually activated eighth and ninth eye. So up to the seventh eye, it's within the body. There are corresponding points within your body. But the eighth eye and the ninth eye is actually where we access our higher self. So it's beyond the body. In order to do that is on your own, I would really suggest is to practice. The first time you may not be able to get up there. The second time you may not be able to get up there. However, with practice though, you can get there. Anyone can get there because we are connected. It's just that we are not used to that kind of connection. So we don't, the connection is kind of a thinner connection. So that the more you do that connection, the more you activate that connection, though, the more the unconscious part of you know that, okay, you really want that. Oh, this girl really want that. So let's give it. Let's start to clear some stuff away. And the more you can clear your own emotions, then less things, less energy density. The energy density within your field would be easier and easier for you to access those higher sources. So the eighth and the ninth, I just want to show you a picture quickly to let you know what it is. How to get there. So, okay, this is the one that I want to show you. Okay, so the real eye is just between the eye and your physical eye and your eyebrow, kind of in the midline. The fourth eye is above your third eye, which is above your eyebrow, so maybe about a finger width, so about here, that's the fourth eye, plus the right hand in the middle of the palm, that's the fourth eye. And then the fifth eye is middle of the palm, and also hairline, which is this, well, fifth line is pointing to the hairline. Sixth eye is so it is the right foot in the middle of the arch, but it's also the ultimate power point as well. That there is an ultimate power center, so it's in the middle of your brain. And then the seventh eye is the arch of your left foot. So the soles of your feet where the arch is, and also 0 point. That's the seventh eye. And then the eighth eye is, so this is 1, 2, 3. So 3 heads above your physical head. That's where the eighth eye is. So it's beyond the body. And that's where you can access unity, oneness that is beyond dimension. And then above that is the ninth eye, also beyond the body. And that allows you to access infinite energy. So you can access just about anything from that point. So it's a little bit higher where you can really get the source. You can reach source energy, any sort of source energy that you want to call in, you can get it from there. The caveat is that you need to process enough of your own stuff in order for this energy field to be able to like you can travel all the way to you. So this is the pathway that you need to clear. The more you can clear this, and it takes practice, the more you can clear this, the more you can access these energies that is really powerful and can shift your how your soul can experience this reality. Okay, so this is just I just want to show you the eighth and the ninth eye. Any question, comments so far?
Could you send us or me that slide that you had? Because I couldn't take a picture of that.
Okay. Sure. I shall do that. Anything else?
So three head of us, it's like 1.5 meter, right? Or meter and 20. How many centimeter one our head? Like
What's your head?
25 something?
Okay.
30, maybe meter.
Approximately 1 foot is a head. Approximately. But that's really like it depends on the head. Some people have bigger heads, some people have smaller heads. So approximately 3 heads. So any other questions?
Are you gonna take us there today?
Yeah. I'm just asking for, questions, comments before I begin the meditation. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I was measuring my head. It's about 8 inches.
sorry, I can't hear that.
My head was 8 inches something. Like you
Okay.
showed me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
think
when you
you're
say
right.
eight
Eight
inches, so
inches.
that
It's
is
about
one
8 inches. Yeah. Okay.
one head above, like yeah.
Mhm. I must have a big head.
Yeah, if it's a 1 foot, doesn't look 1 foot. That's what I was doing.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, then